Hi, I'm Dr. B. Today we're going to be working in Microsoft Excel. We're going to work with a little bit of formulas on our spreadsheets. So what we need is a blank workbook. In A1, what we're going to do is type in Laughlin Boys Basketball 2017-2018. Alright, next thing we need to do is go to A4 and we're going to start inputting the names. Alright, what we will do is we will put these in alphabetical order. So you're going to hold in the middle of A4 and then drag down to A9. And we're going to go to Data and we're going to sort. So we need to press this A to Z button. And what that does is it put it in alphabetical order for us. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is let's make sure we can read all these names. If I click on this and I type something, it's not, see how it took away Leon's name there? So what we need to do is go in between the A and B, and when the slider comes up, and double click. What that does is it makes sure that your biggest entry into your column will show. So then that way, as you can see, McLaughlin Boys Basketball shows in the A column. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to B3 and put 2 point makes C3 2 point attempts. And we could do that same thing. Get the slider, double click, slider, double click. Okay, so 2 point makes. Leon made 95 last year. Will made 96 last year. Lex made 51 and Alex made 7. Donnie made 22 and Dorian made 37. Okay, now we'll go into their 2 point attempts, how many shots they took. Leon attempted 157. Will attempted 195. Lex attempted 90. Alex attempted 18. Donnie attempted 55. And Diesel attempted 76. Okay. So in our last row, what we're going to do is we're going to put shooting and then the percent sign. So in Excel, anytime you put in an equal sign, what it's going to do is it is going to it's going to put in formulas for you. So what we need to do is, how do we find the percent? We divide the makes by the attempts. So we put in equal, and we're going to divide this column by this column. So if I click on that, it automatically shows up, or you can type it in. So let's put in B4, our divide sign, which is a slash, by C4. Hit enter. Alright, what that does is it gives me a decimal point. We're going to need to turn it into percents, but right now that is what it looks like. So instead of, we could go into put every single B5 divided by C5 we could go in and do that for every single person, but what makes it easier is if we just click here and drag, and it copies that formula into everything. It copies that formula. So now we have decimal points, but we need to turn it into a shooting percentage. So what we're going to do is go back home here and click on the percentages. So this is what the players shot from 2-point field goals last year. There are different formulas we can figure out. So we can figure out what these 6 players shot together. How we would do that is we're going to go to B10 and we'll put in another formula. So formula, and I'm looking for the sum. So if you type in sum, it'll show up a formula, and then I'm going to hold right here in B4 and I'm just going to drag all the way down, and that's going to put in our formula. Whoops. Okay, as you guys can see, the first time I messed up because I put in the sum. I put in the equals sum, and then I tried to drag and drop and it didn't work. Alright, so what we need to do is equals sum and then put in the left parenthesis, and what that does is now we can grab the numbers and columns and rows that we need to grab. So we're trying to figure out the sum total of all of these that they did, instead of trying to figure it out in our heads or whatever. So all I need to do is grab B4 and drag to B9, and what that does is press enter. It gives me all of the total 2-point shots that we attempted. So if I do the same thing here, equal sign, sum, left parenthesis, then I can go in and drag, hit enter, and that's what we shot there. Come in here again, I could just fill that into right there, and that gives us the number that we shot from 2-point field goals, which was 52%. So right there is a little kind of intro into Excel formulas. I know we did this before, but we're just adding the sum to our formulas. Last time we did the shooting percentages. This time we're doing the sum. So please hand in to Edmodo, and thank you for watching.